गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा। ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮಾಧವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮಾಧವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ ಹರ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯನಂತ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರೆ 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 ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯನಂತ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರೆ 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 ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯನಂತ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರೆ 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 ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯನಂತ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರೆ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮಾಧವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ 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 ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯನಂತ ಹರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರೆ 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 ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮಾಧವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಮಾಧವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೇಶವ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ
Headlines are getting more and more impressive every day. Trillions of dollars poured into somewhere. Outbreak continues to grow. Millions instantly unemployed. Disabled left without food. States of emergency. Hospitals at capacity. Life interrupted. Plenty of panic and fear, but where are the solutions? The vast barrage of information is not giving peace and solutions. So much media and infrastructure, but not a single solution for inner peace. Patanjali Yoga Sutras reveals that even over time, the yoga is lost. Today, the yoga has been lost. The intelligence has been lost. The care for oneself, the inner solution, and a society caring for others has been lost. This truly has become Kali Yuga, and it must give way to Satya Yuga. Coronavirus is the wake-up call that we got into too much delusion. We got into running in too many directions without any meaningful, sustainable solutions. We were putting importance on the wrong things. It's the wake-up call. The bliss must always prevail when the clouds, fog, delusion, depression, and infection passes. Only the pure existence remains. Only the completely life-positive can express. As modern medias and societies scramble for peace, stability, harmony, even basic coping, lack of a bigger panacea is exposed. Huge towers were erected on fragile and completely non-existent foundations, but a different kind of tower was built with a different kind of purpose. The temple towers have a different purpose, a different calling, and a different meaning. Which culture is living solutions and which cult is spreading fear? Which culture lives solutions and which cult sells delusion and depression? Of the 200 nations today, all leaders, politicians, and indeed citizens are scrambling for a meaning amidst a disintegrating social structure. What looked shiny and new is proving to be dark and hollow. There were great enlightened civilizations of the past, kingdoms built on divinity, providing for all, teaching kids life solutions, imploring elders to lead the community. This is nothing new to Hindus. The entire structure is with a different purpose and meaning. It is not just a philosophy, but a living science of oneness, not to divide and exploit, but to unite and uplift all members of a community. This is the missing lifestyle that needs to be revived, the Hindu model of emancipation civilization, freedom from bondage and isolations, from sustainable and proven examples recorded in thousands of preserved scriptures. The name Sri Kailasa was one of the greatest collaborative civilizations of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, one of the greatest examples of implementing spiritual truths on a large scale with practical supports and results for everyone. This life support needs to be revived. The science is currently being taught online during this period of pause. Students can reserve the spot at paramashivoham.org/level2.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyanandam, welcoming each and every one of you for today's Nithyananda Satsang and the Paramashivoham Level 2 program. Yesterday, as a part of the Paramashivoham Level 2 program for all our Nithyananda TV viewers, wanted to share that we had a extremely powerful initiation. I had shared with all of you about the Ashtamatas and the Ashtabhairavas. So right after the morning satsang, all the Paramashivoham Level 2 participants had to literally be preparing themselves for the initiation with a sacred head bath and preparing themselves for the initiation. And then Swamiji came live and he initiated and invoked the energy of the Ashtabhairavas and the Ashta Matas into the participants. Right during the initiation, we had few thousand participants sharing about the experience that they had during the initiation in terms of darshan of Kali, darshan of Ashtabhairava, darshan of Guru Bhairava, darshan of Kala Bhairava. People had amazing experiences yesterday, followed by a power manifestation session. And in that power manifestation session, participants were connecting, were able to directly receive messages from the Ashtamatas, directly receive messages from the Ashtabhairavas, and be able to receive and align their message to the purpose of their life. What is the message that the Ashtabhairavas and what is the message that the Ashtamatas want to give to each of the participants? And so that is what happened yesterday. We had a very powerful power manifestation session, and towards the end, Swamiji had one more initiation, a deeper level initiation into the Ashtamatas and the Ashtabhairava process. Today, as a part of the Paramashivoham Level 2 program, the topic of today is going to be cosmos, the Hindu cosmology and the cosmos, and the presiding deity of today is Lord Nataraja. And if you have been attending the satsangs recently, the song that continuously is getting played is the Nataraja song, Tillai Nataraja song. And today the topic of the Paramashivoham Level 2 program is cosmos, Hindu cosmology, and how they are going to experience the different dimensions of the Hindu cosmology, and how are they going to manifest the powers to access the information that is there in the cosmos, the knowledge that is there in the cosmos, through the powers of awakening their consciousness, accessing the higher dimensions of the universe, and by accessing the powers of the third eye. Now, before we get started, let's hear about Lord Nataraja and experience that Swamiji personally had with Hindu cosmology, the experience Swamiji had with his gurus in his life, the Avatara Leela. How Swamiji experienced cosmology, how Swamiji manifested the different dimensions of cosmology, and his experiences in his own life as a part of the Avatara Leela. So now it's time to listen to the autobiography of the Avatar.
Nithyanandam to each and every one of you out there, and a very warm welcome to everyone gathered here in congregation to hear today's powerful cognitions and have today's darshan of Bhagwan, and a special welcome to all the Paramashivoham Level 2 participants who are on your day 10 today of this grand happening in the cosmos and each of our lives through the Paramashivoham Level 2 program. Today's topic is Nataraja. More than saying there is any specific incident linking Swamiji's life to Nataraja, the entire life of the avatar, the entire life of the incarnation, Bhagwan, is nothing but Lord Nataraja dancing his cosmic dance, his Ananda Tandava, and continuously manifesting the Panchakritya, which is the Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, Anugraha, which is the creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, and pulling out of delusion and giving enlightenment. Continuously, with ferocious intensity and without a moment of rest, continuously in the Ananda Tandava, the cosmic dance, doing all these 5 simultaneously. So actually the life of the incarnation, the life of Bhagwan on the planet is nothing but Nataraja's cosmic dance. Obviously when Paramashiva comes down to planet Earth, assuming the human form, it will only be a cosmic dance. It cannot be anything else. It cannot be, okay, for some time I will do creation, and then after some time I will do maintenance, and then after some time I will destroy the negative, rejuvenate what is not required, giving way for what is for more creation to happen, and then for some time I will deal with the people's delusion, and then after some time I will give the enlightenment to the people. It can never be that way. It has to be all five simultaneously because it is Paramashiva in human form. So the entire life of the incarnation is the Ananda Tandava. And in this context, I want to share with you something so beautiful that happened in Adi Kailash on the 24th of May 2018, when suddenly all the Adinavasis, the residents of Adi Kailash, Bangalore, the spiritual headquarters of the entire worldwide mission, were called to the just a little away from the temple, where there is this small room called Adi Kailash Kutir. Adi means primordial, first. Kailash, all of you know. And Kutir is like a small, humble abode, like a hut. So Adi Kailash Kutir is the first small, humble abode where Bhagwan actually stayed and built the entire infrastructure in Birdi, in the spiritual headquarters. So life started there for Bhagwan in the Bangalore, in the spiritual headquarters in Bangalore. It was actually Birdi, where our monastery stands in Birdi. It is an extension of the forest reserve. So you will see, okay, you're seeing here the session that happened on 24th of May 2018, where suddenly all of us were called and it was announced that we're going to have a session with Swamiji himself just in Adi Kailash Kutir. So Bhagwan is actually sitting at the entrance of the Adi Kailash Kutir. You're seeing the very small room behind him. This is exactly the room where he stayed. And mind you, this room has been a little renovated. It was even in an even more primitive stage when he actually lived there in the year 2002. And in the year 2002, he actually lived here along with the donor of the land. Of course, the donor used to just come for a few hours, spend a few nights and get back. But Swamiji used to visit the land in Birdi every day to energize the land at that point in time. He was functioning off the city center in Bangalore on Cunningham Road. There too, it was just like a shed where he was attending to hundreds of people every day, giving them direct healing and giving them the spiritual guidance and causing all the manifestations in their life for them. And he would attend to them till 12:30 midnight in Cunningham Road. And then he would drive to Birdi and come here, the place where you're seeing. And at that time, he would stay in this very Adi Kailash Kutir, this room, which was the only building available at that point in time. And that was also the room where people used to, whatever was cultivated in the donor's land, they used to come and store in that room. All the coconuts and mangoes and all the produce in the surrounding farmland. And that was a room just to store the produce, and it had no proper doors or windows. And therefore, it was also the refuge for many of the other beings, the creatures who lived in that extension of the forest reserve. And I don't need to tell you who they are, right from the very snakes to the wild animals. In fact, the early brahmacharis themselves have seen cheetahs visiting there, and footprints as well as the live cheetahs. It's only after a lot of occupancy happened in that area through the building of the infrastructure that the wild animals stopped coming. So in that small room, Bhagwan stayed. He would come midnight, 1:30, and first he would energize the whole land by walking on it. And after energizing the entire land, he would come and take just a couple of hours rest in this room. And because early next morning, all the villagers would gather under the banyan tree for direct healing from Swamiji. It was the routine that was followed at that time in 2002, where every day Bhagwan would attend people in the city center in Bangalore, and then he would drive down midnight to Birdi. And there used to be nothing except the Adi Kailash Kutir, requesting to show the Adi Kailash Kutir again. And stay, and Bhagwan would energize the entire land and then just take a couple of hours rest in that room, along with all the produce of the land and the various other creatures that were there. And early morning, he would be under the banyan tree, which is actually just, beyond this room a bit, and give healing for the people. So that was how the entire thing started in the Bangalore chapter. Of course, before the Bangalore chapter, we had the Tiruchengood chapter, where the first ever temple was established by Bhagwan on the banks of the river Kaveri. That is a historic first temple. And then only Bhagwan came down to Bangalore, where the actual headquarters was envisioned to be established. So here on 24th of May 2018, as you can see in front of you, Bhagwan convened the entire Adinavasis and had the most delightful session where he actually showed, what happened was just a few days before May 24th, we opened that room, the Adi Kailash Kutir, after many, many years, and to our shock, surprise and delight, we found so many items still lying inside the room, which was part of Bhagwan's life in 2002. And we took out all those items, cleaned them up, and one by one, Bhagwan himself explained each of the items, which started right from the first visiting card that he himself designed, and the first keychain that was designed and given as a part of the Galleria items to the people, and what not. The very beginnings of the worldwide mission from the spiritual headquarters. So those delightful archival artifacts, Bhagwan himself explained one by one, which is a session you're seeing now in front of you, to the group of Adinavasis. And that was how the whole thing started. During this session, Bhagwan asked us a question. He said, okay, now come on, tell me. I'm explaining to you the way the whole thing started. Right from dust, right from scratch, I started the whole thing. And today in front of you, the worldwide mission stands, global, Nithyananda Sangha. What do you think is the contributing quality of the incarnation, that is of me, which has contributed to this exponential growth? Each Adinavasi picked up the mic and said, Swamiji, it is your ultimate compassion for humanity. He said, all right. He said, then one said, Swamiji, it is your unimaginable patience to work with people despite their ignorance and make the whole thing happen. He said, fine. And there were hundreds of reasons given by the gathering of Adinavasis. Then he listened to all of them so patiently, and then he finally said, understand. Of course, these are all the attributes, the qualities, no doubt. But understand what really made it happen. When I am swimming, I build the boat. As I am rowing the boat, I build the ship. And as I'm steering the ship, I build the bridge. That is the single attribute or quality that has given this exponential growth to this whole mission. Understand, in this answer of Swamiji, you can see the Ananda Tandava, the cosmic dance of Nataraja, where all the 5 tasks happen simultaneously. And what happens at the cosmic level, we can see happening in the physical human domain in front of us through the walking, talking incarnation, embodiment of the superconsciousness, the energy, Paramashiva, showing us on the physical domain what the Ananda Tandava can achieve. And that is shown to us as our own possibility. What can happen if we do the Ananda Tandava in each of our lives, the cosmic dance of Nataraja in each of our lives, without stopping for a moment, without getting stuck even for a moment, come what may. And testimony to that is the still going on huge persecution against Swamiji and the Sangha. And not for a moment the incarnation ever got stuck. He just went on to what next, and the Panchakritya continued to happen, without which we cannot be enjoying what we're enjoying today as Paramashivoham level 2. So the entire life of the incarnation is the Ananda Tandava, which is happening in the physical domain also, in addition to the cosmic level, for each of us to understand our possibility that each one of us is doing the Ananda Tandava in our life. And the lesson for us is never ever stop your Ananda Tandava in your life. Never ever stop the cosmic dance in your life. Come what may. And if you remember, just a few weeks ago, Swamiji in the everyday Nithyananda Satsang, the morning Satsang live appearance, he explained how Nataraja, as he was doing the Ananda Tandava, one day his anklet actually fell off. But never even for a split moment, he stopped the dance. He continued to dance in all of his ecstasy and bliss. And almost immediately, Adi Shesha, the divine serpent, actually took the form of the anklet and encircled his ankle. That is what will happen in our lives too. When we decide to be in complete completion and continue the blissful dance of our life, never being stuck anywhere, come what may, then just by that sheer decision and complete completion of our dance, life, cosmos, will shower on us, and whatever we feel needs to be attended to will be attended to by cosmos itself directly. We never need to be stuck in life. So there cannot be a more where there cannot be a better topic which is the essence, which is actually the complete essence of the life of the incarnation on the planet than the topic of Nataraja. And as we were exploring this whole before that, I also want to share with you a very profound and beautiful incident related to Nataraja in the life of the avatar, where today we all know that in Kailasa in Seattle, the temple established by Bhagavan in Seattle, the Kailasa, there is such an amazing and beautiful Nataraja deity made of Panchaloka, 5 metal combination. And that deity was actually overseen and sculpted personally by Swamiji himself in Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu, South India, which Kumbakonam is a belt for the entire sacred arts, the temple sacred arts to happen, where the artisans are there in Kumbakonam making all the deities in Panchaloka in metal, and that is a belt famous for that. And literally each artisan in Kumbakonam has worked personally with Swamiji, producing all the grand deities in our worldwide mission. So now we're going to see in front of you this beautiful Nataraja deity in Seattle, which the temple of Seattle got inaugurated in 2008. And actually this Nataraja deity, Swamiji wanted, it's a very big Nataraja deity, around 9 feet by about 5 to 5.5 feet width and 9 feet tall, including the Adharapeetam, it must be about 11 feet tall at least. And when Swamiji was telling the artisans he wanted such an intricately, beautifully molded Nataraja deity out of Panchaloka metal, the artisans were extremely apprehensive and they posed a lot of resistance. Finally, Bhagavan said, okay, I'm going to come personally to Kumbakonam and work with you. And it was 6 historic days when day and night, when the artisans would stop work by 6, Bhagavan would continue through the night, resting just for an hour or two on jute bags and having a brick under his head as a pillow. That was how this Nataraja deity was sculpted. And because so much of his presence penetrated the deity as it was being made, the prana pratishta, which is the consecration of the deity, giving life to the deity, happened naturally during the process itself. And therefore, when the Nataraja was completed, it was a living deity. Usually the consecration process happens as a separate process inside the temple where it is installed, where we have seen Bhagavan himself giving life to the deity by keeping his own Agnya Chakra against the deity's Agnya Chakra, as he is the living embodiment of the superconscious energy. But here this Nataraja deity became alive just by virtue of the 6 days that Bhagavan spent with it. And it became a live Nataraja deity. And therefore, when the deity had to be transported all the way to Los Angeles and then to Seattle, they had to take such extreme care, and it became such a unique shipment where they could not close the top of the Nataraja deity as he had to breathe. It was not just a piece of 5 metal. And so everything about that Nataraja is too historic. And as we were exploring Bhagavan's life through the recent Oneness with the Avatar program that completed just 16th of March, the group, the first ever Oneness with the Avatar participants in Thiruvannamalai, had the most wonderful experience, because we were just exploring Bhagavan's life and the intensity and the Ananda Tandava in his life and how we should imbibe it in our life. So while we were exploring the entire intensity of his life, we were invited to the Arunachaleshwara temple in Thiruvannamalai for the 6th Kala Abhisheka of Lord Nataraja. Remember, only 6 Abhishekas happen in a year. Abhisheka means the sacred bath for Nataraja. Happens not every day, but only 6 times in a year. As per when you map the time zone of the gods, the time zone of man for Lord Nataraja, it is just 6 times in a year that Abhisheka is done in that sense. So the 6th Kala Abhisheka was going to happen on a day during this Oneness with the Avatar program. And when we went to visit one Shekharaya in Komarakoval Street in Thiruvannamalai, who was one of the eyewitnesses of Swamiji's childhood and years of mission, he spontaneously invited the group saying, please come over to the Arunachaleshwara temple on the 8th of March, because the 6th Kala Abhisheka is happening for Nataraja and I'm the one sponsoring it. So you can all come and please have your VIP seats there just at the feet of Nataraja. And the group was so delighted and so blessed. And it was, of course, so many things spontaneously happened in the Oneness with the Avatar program beyond the regular schedule for the program. And this was one of the most beautiful and spontaneous happenings during the program. So the entire group convened on 8th of March once again in the ever so many visits to the Arunachaleshwara temple to witness the 6th Kala Abhisheka of Nataraja. And you can see now a small video clip of the Abhisheka to Nataraja inside the Arunachaleshwara temple, where the group is sitting along with a few of the members of the public who had also come for the Abhisheka and enjoying the Nataraja Abhisheka. And it was so significant that while we were exploring the intensity of life of the avatar and trying to imbibe it in us, trying to understand it, that only intensity works in life. And if we give in to any moment of laziness or depression or serial thinking or thinking that I should do this first and then this next, instead of just doing it like the blissful dance of Nataraja, everything simultaneously, which is the only way to see the exponential results, then during the time we were imbibing all these truths, we were so blessed to have it was like having the grace of Nataraja himself for the entire group, live, sitting there. It is waiting for the video to be played. Please have darshan of Lord Nataraja as we are preparing ourselves to, this is a very rare darshan for you inside the Arunachaleshwara temple, and pray to him that before we have the initiation from Bhagwan, to imbibe the energy of Nataraja in us and to continue and to do the Ananda Tandava in each of our lives. Pray to Nataraja that we completely internalize today's initiation and internalize his cosmic dance and do the dance in our own lives and experience the superconscious breakthrough in each of our lives. You can see the Oneness with the Avatar program participants sitting along with members of the public, witnessing the Abhisheka to Nataraja. Yes. That brings us to the conclusion of this Autobiography of the Avatar session. And I take this opportunity for each and every one of you to visit Tiruvannamalai, the hometown of the Avatar, the incarnation, and experience for yourself firsthand. Because Tiruvannamalai is the very DNA of Bhagwan. And it is at least once in a lifetime must for each one out there to experience it yourself. It is a big miss if you don't visit Tiruvannamalai at least once in your lifetime and participate in this Oneness with the Avatar program. The second batch, the date of which is yet to be announced, because we're just waiting for the logistics of this whole corona to settle down. And once it settles down, we'll be available with a date for you. But you can go ahead and book your slot for the next batch. It will be a historic program in your life, a turning point, and the entire first batch of the Oneness with the Avatar program participants is sitting here in the Paramashivam Level 2 program, internalizing the program at a completely different level and having huge jumps in their cognitions. And in the further pre-satsang segments, definitely a couple of them will come and share with you what difference the Oneness with the Avatar program makes in your life. So thank you very much, and Nithyanandam.
We just had Bhaktika Swami sharing a powerful incident. She's sharing multiple things, where first she shared about the kutir. How when we got the items and then Swamiji was sharing, what was the exact reason behind this whole thing? How come from nothing at all, today we are having the Sri Kailasa, the only Hindu nation. So how did this whole thing happen? And she also shared about how Swamiji beautifully shared, the reason being how Swamiji, as he started swimming, he started building the boat. And that's how he did for everything. In one satsang where Swamiji was defining about cosmos, he beautifully tells how our physics, chemistry and biology will be continuously trying to shake us, trying to test us, trying to test the will persistence that we have to do a certain thing. Actually, this was a satsang. This is like a webinar that Swamiji is conducting on explaining the physics, chemistry, biology of cosmos. And Swamiji explains, telling how your will persistence is the most important ingredient, and that is the only thing which is continuously tested with all the physical, like your biological and physical and chemistry, all these tests that will persistence of yours. When you have, like, when the school, for example, you want to do a certain thing, like even you being connected to your master, your guru, suddenly you will start seeing a kind of a tiredness start settling in your system. Like you start practicing a spiritual routine and suddenly you feel so tired in the system. Suddenly you might feel stressed, you might feel fatigued, like telling, oh, I'm super tired with my work and I'm not going to get up for this. That decision, if in case you fall for that delusion which is coming up due to the pressure of your biology, then you are losing that will persistence. Same way, some chemical imbalance happens and you feel all super low. You have no clue why, but you're feeling very low. And you are in a power manifestation session and you're like, okay, I'm not interested in these. I just feel somehow I feel off. I don't even feel interested in this. And you just withdraw yourself. All these different things, like how your biology is affecting you, how is the physics affecting you, and how is your chemistry affecting you, all these are really trying to test that one ingredient of will persistence. When we change the base from what we are operating, from these powerless cognitions to a powerful cognition, we will simply see cosmos will just become a huge catastrophe for us. Anything we want in our lives will simply start manifesting through it.
Actually, this entire science of cosmos, many of us might have this question: how is it relevant to my life? What is cosmos? Who, like when we say Nataraja, who's a very embodiment of the Vedic cosmology, who's a very representation of cosmos. Swamiji beautifully explains that Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, Anugraha, the 5 actions, the Panchakrityas, how beautifully it happens in the cosmos in a rhythmic continuum. This is a very beautiful satsang I was just listening to today, where in Mahasadashivoham, Swamiji beautifully explains about this entire science. And Swamiji has not just left this cosmology, which is always one of the most mystical subjects, just in the air. Swamiji has successfully established the science. Today, Sri Kailasa's Department of Vedic Science and Technology, in collaboration with Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Mystical Sciences, has launched various initiatives on which these sciences, whatever is decoded, whatever is given in the Vedas, Swamiji decodes it, and it is successfully being given to all of us as a practically applicable science. All of us knew these 11 dimensions of the cosmos, 25 states of Paramashiva, All of these.
Actually, when you're telling, we feel like because Swamiji has been teaching us continuously, we might feel like it's known, but like honestly, the people outside, not everybody is aware of these, right? Like even Swamiji making us understand all these and giving us that cognitions, the fundamental cognitions using which we are able to operate in our day-to-day life very smoothly. You see, today we have the citizens of Sri Kailasa. All Kailasa are spread all over the world. Be it China, be it Italy, we have people, be it in the US, we have all our Kailasa spread in all these places. But not a single one of them have been affected by this coronavirus.
In fact, when we say this, we all should know that all the citizens of Sri Kailasa, though for the immense services for the humanity, Swamiji, from the time this entire pandemic of novel coronavirus has taken a toll on humanity, from the very, very initial stages itself, right from Atmalinga healing, Akanda Mahavakya Japa, and this Pachapatni Vratam, so many initiatives Swamiji launched just for this entire coronavirus pandemic to heal, in spite of the active service that all the citizens of Sri Kailasa have been doing from different corners of the world. We have people from more than 85 countries in more than 1,000 cities who have been actively participating and involving with various different initiatives that Swamiji has launched in relation to this entire coronavirus, this pandemic that is happening. And so, in spite of all of that service,
even during this pandemic that is happening, the reason why not a single Kailasavasi is affected by this virus is because, first, most importantly, Swamiji has initiated all of us with these powerful cognitions. Not a single one is even afraid. None of us have that fear even coming inside us. Oh, what will happen? Coronavirus will affect us. No. And of course, we have Swamiji. Swamiji is the main reason. So his blessings are there, and we know for sure it will not affect us. But we need to understand, even to run our lives like this. See, actually right now the home quarantine time, this has become like one main reason where a lot of conflicts have actually started raising, where people are starting to have a lot of conflicts in their homes, the divorce rates have just peaked up, the fights in the houses and quarrels, all these have increased. So many people are posting all over social media about how bored they feel, how depressed they feel, and this is what is just surfing all around social media. During this time, Swamiji has started, and today is the 10th day, a 16-day program encouraging the people to continuously raise themselves to higher frequencies, initiating them, giving them the powers and making them be able to manifest those powers and be in a higher frequency during this whole time. During this entire home quarantine time, we have more thousands of people sitting in more than 85 countries who are part of this, who are participating and actually experiencing amazing experiences. We can see how the Facebook and all is just flooded with their experiences. I'm sharing this because the main thing about Cosmos, just anything you ask for, it just gives a big task to. Tells, so be it, so be it. But how can we make what we want in our lives happen as a reality? What is the secret recipe? How does this whole thing work? Here is a short video of Swamiji explaining this.
Physics of the cosmos, chemistry of the cosmos, biology of the cosmos, all the three listens and supports to your will persistence. Listen, your will will be tested by your biology, means the core of your life, with the various delusions being offered as the alternative form of existence. Understand? I'm telling you, every delusion brought in front of you against Paramashiva is your biology testing you, your life force testing you, your possibility. Are you ready to stand with your will persistence, or are you interested in delusion, alternative ways to exist? Like Nachiketa, before giving the pure enlightenment science, Yama tries to give all alternative possible way of existence under the delusion. But Nachiketa's will persistence stood by it and got exactly what he wanted. Every hate speech you hear, hate comment, negative comment you see in the Facebook, all of that is nothing but your will persistence is being tested. The various alternative life concepts presented in front of you. Understand? It's only for the people with will persistence. Enlightenment happens and the cosmic biology and cosmic chemistry and cosmic physics gives the task. Before that, the biology and chemistry, physics tries to test your will persistence, your own mood swings, ups, downs. That's a chemistry testing your will persistence. Your own body collapsing, tiredness, extreme tiredness, fatigue, that is physics testing your will persistence. Understand? Even for a small delusion, use Brahmastra to destroy it. In Tamil, there's a proverb. Neruppum kadanum pagayum மிச்சம் வைக்கக்கூடாது. I'm telling you, the actual translation is the fire, depth, enmity should not be left. Even little bit should not be left to live because it will grow. I am telling you, much more than all these three, fire, depth and enmity, ignorance should not be left alive. Even one ignorant pattern can shake your whole life and change you. I have seen people just for ice cream missing enlightenment and scream their whole life. I have seen people doing it. Come back next birth as ice cream vendor and hate to even see ice cream. Even smallest patterns deal ferociously. Don't allow. Understand? Even a small knee pain, headache, don't deal it with just anasin, metacin, or some medicine and cream. Internally deal it with the pattern. I am not the body. I may have the body, but I am not the body. Let me see how it can be cleared. With this cognition, you can apply medicine. I don't have a problem. I am not against medicine, but I am against medicine being used remembering you have problem. No. You have a body which has a problem, and do everything to heal it and keep it healthy. Nothing wrong. But always let your inner cognitions be ferocious. Hindu is a man who operates only from powerful cognitions. Only by being reborn you become Hindu, not by being born. When you decide to operate your whole life only with powerful cognitions, you are reborn. Today I will put 108 powerful cognitions. Keep this as a core cognition of your life. Go on be operating on these powerful cognitions your whole day. Let your physics, chemistry, biology not shake your will persistence. Just give tathastu to your will persistence. Understand? Even a small headache or knee pain, if you deal it with powerless cognitions, it can go up to suicide. If you deal it with powerful cognitions, you may not even need a medicine, it may disappear. So fundamental need is powerful cognitions. Then have medicine, nothing wrong. I am not against medical care, but I am against powerless cognitions.
All of us are going through it, and we are seeing the whole economy is literally going through its lows, and lot of losses happening. The low period of economy, the way everything is responding, the way when like natural disasters were happening, then this coronavirus started and just swallowed so many lives. It's a huge problem literally the whole world is facing right now. And during this time, even many people, even personally, where when they are now, there's nothing else, at least before, some job, something else, was continuously engaging the minds of people. But today, in this position where everyone are in home quarantine, where people don't know what they're supposed to do, a lot of people, we see how the celebrities are posting in their social media accounts, telling, all I do is just cooking, all I do is play with my pets. Some things like this, when all these are going on. Swamiji is giving the best powerful cognitions, literally instilling the being of Paramashiva inside each one of us, making us manifest the powers of Paramashiva, making us understand and realize our own higher existence. And when this manifests through us, not just it solves so many of these conflicts that are going outside and that not affecting us, it also raises the entire space that we are in. Actually, we can see multiple times Swamiji tell, like, especially when the Sangha is happening in a place and Swamiji's presence is there, so beautiful that the whole surrounding area will start becoming more peaceful.
Actually, many of us, how these translates, like especially when we talk about words like cosmos or 11 dimensions, how it directly reflects in our life. Like today, even I also had this question, like, because each time we listen to Swamiji's satsang, we get a new click. I'm sure every single participant, Paramashivoham level 2 participant, and every single viewer that is sitting here, many of you who might have sat in the session in Mahasada Shivoham, then in Paramashivoham, each time when you all listen to Swamiji's same session on the same subject, the very context that you understand it from will completely change. So today when I was listening to that satsang in Mahasadashivam where Swamiji tells about this 11 dimensions of the cosmos, it was such a powerful, Swamiji tells a very beautiful and a very important point. All these 11 dimensions, all of us are existing. So like, I'm not exactly remembering some of these words, but Swamiji very beautifully explains this one point where he told in all the 11 dimensions, as our depth increases, like Swamiji was explaining for him, because his breathing is the prana, so every breath he literally takes across all the 11 dimensions and it comes back. So he is in sync. His entire existence is in sync across all the 11 dimensions. That is why the intelligence, what Swamiji can access, it is of course not in any level where human beings can even understand. But Swamiji is saying a very important point. For each of us, it is the same. The very prana, the breathing cycle that we have, the deeper that we breathe, the more completion that we have, we will start synchronizing with all the 11 dimensions that is there. So as we start syncing, we will have access to the intelligence levels in each of these dimensions. Bur, Bua, Tapa, all these 11 dimensions, all these lokas. We will be having access to each of them and we will be able to identify, we will be able to relate, we will be able to access data from each of those dimensions. It was such a very powerful click for me.
Swamiji is telling how he exists in all these 14 lokas. Swamiji told that the only thing which is common across these 14 lokas is breathing. And Swamiji also was explaining about how, like, really the date, like, we all of us exist in these 14 lokas. Like, we all can access these 14 lokas. But what are these 14 lokas and how we are going to be accessing them? Swamiji had explained, but today again we are going to be watching satsang where Swamiji explains this in depth. And it's really exciting. I'm so excited for today because what powers we are going to be manifesting, especially today, learning about the cosmos, different dimensions of the cosmos. I'm really excited about what is going to be happening.
Because and of course, we'll have immediately, like yesterday I was seeing all over the Facebook, how the participants were all dressed up as deities and each of them had a powerful click, just experiencing each of them in different dimensions of all the 11 genders. And today, when it is 14 lokas and Nataraja and this entire cosmos that we are going to learn about, I am so excited and I'm just waiting because this time we will not know what aspect, what dimension and what depth Swamiji is going to reveal to all of us.
And actually, if you see, like everything Swamiji is just, like Parameshwar is just taking it to best levels. When about Swamiji is explaining, let's say when this 11 genders yesterday, the whole explanation that Swamiji gave, telling how that whole gender, the way we exist, what we identify as ourselves, how all those are very interconnected, and how only when completion happens in that, our enlightenment can happen. So today, I'm really excited what is going to be revealed for this 14 lokas and about the different dimensions of cosmos. I am just so curious of what is going to be happening in this session today.
Same here as well. Yesterday we had the installation, the invocation of the energies of Ashtamatas and Ashtabhairavas, and today it is the energy of Lord Nataraja and the cosmic Hindu cosmology and the different lokas that the participants will be working with and manifesting the powers and the information, accessing the information in these lokas. So let's see what today's day is going to reveal to us. With that, let's get ready for the satsang, where Swamiji himself is sharing about the cosmos and what Swamiji is revealing about the cosmos. Let us watch the satsang now. Let's get ready with the chanting of the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Thank you.
आनंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द 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 परमशिवोऽहम् नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome every one of you sitting with us all over the world for this webinar, Cosmos. cosmos, life, pure life, vibrating in multiple frequencies as elements: stone, water, fire, air, space, and dimensional existences: time, space, bhuvana, and mandala, and anda, and brahmanda, various dimensions. Understand, today I'm going to introduce one aspect experientially to all of you. The aspect is how to connect with cosmos, to vibrate, to reverberate, to be in oneness with the cosmos, with reality, with existence. Understand, in any field, if you give whatever you have to that field, whatever time you have, attention you have, understanding you have, knowledge you have, whatever you have, if you give, you will start excelling in that field. It may be carpentry, pottery, or surgery, medicine, law, engineering, software developing, whatever it may be, in any field. If you put your time and attention, you will make that flourish in your life. Fundamentally, the first priority for every human being to put attention is your consciousness. If you put attention to your consciousness, start working with it, making it manifest different dimensions of its existence in you as pure knowledge and understanding about life. Please understand, if you put all your time and energy, everything entirely to be a doctor or a lawyer or engineer and worry why you are all the time depressed and curse yourself, is something seriously wrong. Because you have never put time, energy, attention to your consciousness. You treated yourself only as a mere body and your external success. You did not even think you have something more than your body and your external branding. Then naturally you cannot blame that why you are all the time depressed. Understand? You have consciousness. You need to understand it. You need to put little time for it. You need to put little attention to it. You need to grow it. You need to allow it to flourish in you. Little time on your consciousness, allowing it to flourish, nurturing it, loving it, reminding yourself about your existence in the dimension of consciousness. Understand? How you feel with your existence matters. You cannot all the time divert your attention and escape from how you feel about your existence. That is the worst thing human beings have started doing with themselves. They think they can bury their whole life in gadgets. No! Gadgets are great as long as they enrich and make your life beautiful. But don't think you can bury yourself into the gadgets. Your existence cannot be buried into the gadgets. Your existence cannot be buried into your branding. Your existence cannot be buried into the idea of what you own, I and mine. No. I, what you experience as I, need to be attended. Understand, it need to breathe through your body. It need to tell yourself how, why, what for you came into existence, and you need to be complete with it, in tune with it. Only if you are complete, if you are in the space of complete completion with your parents, you are going to inherit their wealth. Same way, only if you are going to be in the space of complete completion with your I, you are going to inherit all the gifts that I has brought into this body. Understand, I tell you. If your I is in the complete completion with your existence, what you exist as you, your body, your branding, what you think as you, and what you feel pride about, what you feel as your desire, fear, all that, if it is in complete completion with your existence, I, it can open itself to Paramashiva. And you can vibrate with the very cosmic I. Understand? That is what I call Paramashivatva. Ultimate enlightenment. You vibrating with a complete completion of your existence opens the ultimate cosmic existence in you. Understand? If you spend your time, attention, energy on doing surgery every day, in few days you will become master of that act. In few years you may become adept. In few decades you may even be able to cause miracles in that field. Same way, if you sit with your existence and cherish, nourish, nurture the way you exist in you, understand, you nurturing your existence, cherishing, understanding, realizing, completing, all this is only called as sadhana. Spiritual practice means you cherishing, nourishing, your conscious existence, your existence as multidimension. You exist as body. Yes, you exist as body too. You exist as your identity by others. That is why when somebody criticizes you, you feel as if one part of you is taken away. Understand? You exist as your known identity. You exist as your body. You exist as your mind. You exist as your desires, fears, greed. You exist as consciousness too. If you give attention to your existence as consciousness, if you give attention to your existence as consciousness and complete with it, spend time with it, nourish it, cherish it, understand how it works, understand the logic, what kind of a signal it sends to your body when you overeat, when you undereat, when you are eating balanced diet, what kind of a signal it sends to your mind when you are relaxed, when you are complete, when you are passionate, when you are agitated, when you are aggressive, what kind of a signals it sends to your identity, your existence. Nothing need to be denied. Understand? Nothing need to be denied. You just need to spend little time with your consciousness. You just need to allow. You just need to speak to you more than you speak to others. Understand? You speaking to you is very good for your brain. There are multiple modern science researches, studies, reports give this conclusion. You speaking to you, you sitting with yourself, when you stop speaking or relating with external persons and gadgets and you sit with yourself, sometime you may be speaking to yourself or sometime you may be silent with yourself. Both are highly recommended and good for you. Understand the truth. Both are really good for you. Really, really, really good for you. Whether you in the initial, you may be depressing yourself when you talk to you because you don't know how to talk to you. You never spoke to you. You never spent time with you. But don't be afraid. Once or twice, fighting with yourself is not something bad. In few days, you will realize how to come to completion. You will understand that dead patterns are not you. Understand? Much of your patterns are actually dead and you give life to them. You yourself will realize when your consciousness starts growing, when it is getting nurtured, loved, attended, it will start revealing the sacred secrets of completion. sacred understanding of existing with yourself, sacred knowledge of being Shiva, sacred knowledge of manifesting Paramashiva. Understand? Science is one kind of a logical thought current. Each philosophy is one kind of a logical thought current. But you sitting with your consciousness, nurturing your consciousness, loving it, understanding it, is the most powerful system you can develop to connect with Paramashiva. Understand? I really tell you. Intense yoga and puja, these two nurtures your conscious existence. And see, to a medical student, I can never logically convince him, if you continue to perform heart surgeries for 10 years, every day few surgeries, you will master the whole art, and what all you will learn, I can never tell without putting him into that path. Same way, I tell you, I can never tell you how much you will benefit by doing puja every day sincerely, the 20 minutes, 10-15 minutes. I tell you. Especially if you are initiated by me and you are doing puja, be very clear that 15 minutes directly you are connected to Kailasa, the highest frequency. You are citizen of Kailasa. Every day your citizenship is renewed with puja. Citizens of Kailasa exist as Paramashiva wherever they exist, and they create enlightenment ecosystem around them. Understand? Each one of you who are initiated into Samaya Diksha or Vishesha Diksha, any one initiation, Nirvana Diksha, Nirvikalpa Diksha, Kalpatar Diksha, any one initiation, you are spiritual citizen of Kailasa. Every day puja time is the time you get directly connected to Kailasa, and your citizenship is being renewed every day. How many wonderful cosmic powers and secrets will be revealed to you and downloaded into you, I cannot verbalize. Understand? Realize this truth, reality. Realize this truth, reality. This whole cosmos is waiting for you to vibrate, reverberate to its highest form of existence. I tell you, human body is the most beautiful mechanism a being can receive, because this is the body where enlightenment can be agricultured, grown, kindled, woken up, realized. This body, human body, is the most conducive atmosphere for enlightenment to blossom. Understand, do not waste it in any other priority. I want to tell you, really, I want to tell you. Declare yourself exclusively for your conscious existence. And no force in the planet Earth can really take away your conscious existence from you. If you spend time, attention, energy to it, if you spend little intention and intensity to it, it can give you so many powers. All your other priorities and reasons which you claim why you are not able to make consciousness as first priority, all of them will look too silly, I tell you. It is like Paramashiva is waiting for you, but you say, no, I have to renew my car insurance. I really tell you, actually, many of you think, no, I tried to sit with me. It's not that immediately it opened. I think that is not for me. No. Understand. While you are sitting itself, you decide it is not for you and sit. How do you think? He will open the doors. Little bit of will, persistence. Sitting with the mood of nurturing, nourishing, loving, attending, you will see every time you sit with you sit with the mood of loving, attending, nurturing. The next time you will see it is much better than last. Every time you sit, you are making yourself better and better, and your consciousness is growing better and better. Your bitterness is reducing, incompletions are reducing, depression is getting diluted. More consciousness, more energy, more sweetness, more beauty, more joy, more intensity, more will, persistence, more completion, more. Everything is happening more and more. Just like science is a certain logic, philosophies are certain logic, consciously growing your existence is a logic. Spend little time with it. Anyone decides to grow their consciousness is citizen of Kailasa. It's not that all the citizens of Kailasa has to reside in Kailasa. They can reside also in Kailasa, but they can be anywhere in the universe. Non-residential Kailasavasis, NRKs. Your existence as your consciousness when it is supported, cherished, nourished, attended, loved, so much of inner healing happens in you. You radiate the Paramashantatva of Paramashiva. You radiate vibrant existence of Paramashiva. You radiate extreme joy and bliss of Paramashiva. Understand, everything else in the life is secondary. Whether your identity as per your family, your identity as per your society, your identity as per the social success, all of them are secondary. If you have the human body, first and foremost priority is grow your consciousness and allow the cosmic life to vibrate as your life. Let your life vibrate as cosmic life. Let cosmic life vibrate as your life. Understand? If you allow the cosmic life to vibrate with your life wherever you are a Kailasian. It is not that you have to be always a resident of Kailas. Understand? Most of the time people are great as long as they are guests. They come and go. The resident of Kailasa is different equation altogether. There you just manifest a different dimension of your existence. But for initial level, even if you are a non-residential Kailasian, it's okay. But let your priority be healing your inner space, bringing it more and more to completion, manifesting the state, space, powers of Paramashiva. Let that be your way of existing. Let that be your ultimate truth. Let that be your ultimate existence. Understand? Vibrating as cosmos, radiating in the highest form of existence. In its pure life. It is not a mental state. The mental states like a peace, bliss are side effects, but that is not consciousness itself. Consciousness manifests, comes, smells with the qualities of a state, space, powers of Paramashiva. Means the unclutched state. All possible Ishwaratva space and powers, all the Shaktis. Cosmos. Everything around you is cosmos. It's waiting to vibrate in you in its original form. You just need to decide to cherish it, love it, attend to it, allow it. I'll give you very simple, just only one Upadesh. Download Enlighten app. Go on spending time with Enlighten app. It'll add so much of powerful cognitions in you, constantly reminding you. Understand the cognitions with which you operate, if they are higher and higher and higher, you just explode in life. You just explode. You reverberate in the very life of the cosmos. Understand? The ultimate absolute secrets of the cosmos. The ultimate absolute secrets of the cosmos. With its extraordinary existence, makes itself available continuously to all of us. The more and more powerful cognitions, the more and more you explode into universal existence and universal life. I am not singing poetry. I am reading the Akashic records. I am not singing poetry. I am revealing the Akashic records. The truths about the cosmos. Truths about the existence of life. When I say nurture your consciousness, love your consciousness, attend to your consciousness, I mean adding more and more powerful cognitions, truths about cosmos. Like in maths, every lesson you learn makes you better mathematician. In medicine field, every information you get about every medicine makes you a better pharmacist. In every field, how every information makes you a better person in that field, expert in that field. Every powerful cognition digested, internalized, makes you a better Paramashivatva being, better Kailashian, better enlightened being. Use Enlighten app as a place to park yourself. Let Enlighten app become your entertainment, entrainment. It will become your enlightenment. Whole day Enlighten app and Mahavagya will make you experience cosmos. Now, sit with your head, neck, spine straight. Intensely hum the Mahavagya inside to experience cosmos, the state, space, powers, being and superconsciousness of Paramashiva. I welcome you all. My love. Nithyananda.
சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சிவோகம் சிவம் என்றே நடமாடும் தெய்வீகம் கருணாகராவுந்தன் சரணாரம் என் சொந்தம் ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய. சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம். சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். சிவன் போக்கு காஞ்சி தவ பீடம் கண்டதும் சீலம் காம கோடிமை கடந்த அருட்ஜோதி. திசைகளும் நாடை மலைகள் உன் மகுடம் கலைகள் உன் வாக்கு சித்தம் சிவன் போக்கு காஞ்சி தவ பீடம் கண்டதும் சீலம் காம கோடிமை கடந்த அருட்ஜோதி. வானம் வசமிருந்தும் நீ ஊனுடம் எடுத்த சிவம் உண்டும் உயிர்த்திருக்கும் இந்த அண்டம் உந்தன் வசம். தண்டக மண்டலம் தாங்கும் பரகுரு மண்டலம் குண்டலி சிரம் தாங்கும் ஸ்ரீ குரு மண்டலம். சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம். சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஹர ஓம் நம சிவாய.
ஓம் நம சிவாய. சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய.
சூற்றுமம் வழிகள் பரிமள செவிகள் அணிவது விண்மீன்கள். படைப்பில் வேதமயம் பார்வை சிவயோகம் நடையில் கம்பீரம் ராஜ நரசிம்மம். சூரியன் விழிகள் சூற்றுமம் வழிகள் பரிமள செவிகள் அணிவது விண்மீன்கள். படைப்பில் வேதமயம் பார்வை சிவயோகம் நடையில் கம்பீரம் ராஜ நரசிம்மம். ஆள் காட்டி விரலோடு பெருவிரலை சேர்த்த விதம் கால் காட்டியமையாளும் ஸ்ரீருத்ர சதாசிவம். மனதில் எப்பொழுதும் குரு ஈசா உன்னாட்சி மறவாது கைதொடுவோம் தருவாயே அருளாசி. சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம். சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம். சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். சிவோகம் சிவமென்றே நடமாடும் தெய்வீகம். கருணாகரா உந்தன் சரணாரும் என் சொந்தம். ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஹர ஓம் நம சிவாய.
ஓம் நம சிவாய. சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய.
ஓம் நம சிவாய. சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய.
ஓம் நம சிவாய. சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய. நம சிவாய. சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஓம் நம शिवाय शिव नमः शिवाय
சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சிவோகம் சிவம் என்றே நடமாடும் தெய்வீகம் கருணாகராகுந்தன் சரணாரம் என் சொந்தம் ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம்.
Sit as Paramashiva with 25 heads and 50 hands and breathe. Inhale and exhale through all the 25 heads. Be Paramashiva. When you vibrate with Mahavagya, Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Be Paramashiva and vibrate with that Mahavagya.
உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம் சிவோகம் சிவம் என்றே நடமாடும் தெய்வீகம் கருணாகராகுந்தன் சரணாரம் என் சொந்தம் ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம் சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம்
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax. You can all open your eyes. I want to tell you one small cosmic secret, very important. This form of Paramashiva, this cosmic form with the 25 head and 50 hands, is the most powerful form, ultimate form, as he himself describes in Agama. That is why I have designed the cosmic flag of Kailasa with that form and Nandi. Understand? Wherever you put that flag, that space will intensely vibrate with Paramashiva's breathing space. It's already available in the Kailasa website. You can download and print, put it in your car, bedroom, living room, on your home, office, everywhere, anywhere legally allowed in your country. Put it. In some countries, you may have to put that country flag and then Kailash flag. Perfectly all right. Anywhere you put this Kailasa cosmic flag, Nandi Dvaja, Paramashiva's breathing space will fill it. Paramashiva's inner space will fill it. kailasa.org/state flag. You can download that flag and print all our temples, ashrams, devotees, disciples, followers, everywhere. In your office, in your home, in your car, everywhere. Have this Kailasa flag, Nandi Dwaja, Rishabha Dwaja. Understand? This is directly approved by Paramashiva himself. In Pandya kingdom, the Pandya king has become a little egoistic and put his fish flag. He comes and removes that fish flag and puts the Rishabha Dwaja and goes. Understand? It is directly the flag of Paramashiva, Rishabha Dwaja, and so put this flag wherever you can. You will see Paramashiva's intense breathing space. Blessings and protection is on you. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda. Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam, every morning we start with Swamiji's powerful cognitions. Not only knowing how to deal with our mind, but whatever situations that arises outside, just living the great truths of Swamiji. Today in Paramashivoham level 2, Swamiji is going to reveal about cosmos. Should I correct myself? Paramashiva is going to reveal about cosmos. Every single day is a beautiful happening that Paramashiva is gifting us. One of the most beautiful things that I have learned through Swamiji's life over the last more than 10 years is the life of Tyaga. When I first met Swamiji, of course, there is no clue about what is an incarnation, what is a guru, how to how to respect him, how to talk to him, nothing. And of course, the moment I saw, I realized that it is Paramashiva himself. Of course, for me, it was Lord Subramanya, that he has come. But just because of that doesn't mean I still know how to relate with him or talk to him or respect him or anything. So I had completely taken him for granted. My expectations were different because God is here. Life is going to be, different. But as things went on, things were not, happily ever after because of all the attacks that was happening on Swamiji. The peaceful life that we had in the Adinam was disturbed. His life was threatened. Everything that we knew as security was taken away. Yet, Swamiji came back and rebuilt. Whether the world realized his value or not, whether the world supported him or not, even if the media attacked him, even if the mobs tried to kill him, he went on giving and expanding and only enriching and making himself available more and more for people. He went on enriching and causing. As we were observing this, it took a while, for me at least, to understand the level of tyaga that Swamiji is doing. Of course, still I don't understand to the great extent that he is giving, but to my tiny brain or mind that I can understand, I can start realizing the tyaga that Swamiji is doing for us, for humanity. In spite of the abuse, in spite of the attack, he goes on giving. Tyaga is what is the foundation of his life. Through Tyaga, because of his Tyaga, he's creating the Sri Kailasa nation. Because of his Tyaga, he is available for us. Because of his Tyaga, Hinduism, as in its greatest form, is available for us. Now, Swamiji is giving us this great opportunity of Paramashivoham level 2 for us to experience the being of Paramashiva. Now, what is he asking for that? He says, do tyaga of your fear and insecurity. While the world happenings are in a way which causes fear and insecurity, Swamiji gives us a beautiful opportunity, demanding that fear and insecurity to be, given, to be surrendered, to do tyaga on that. When Swamiji announced the Paramashivoham level 2, there was so much of excitement. Yes, I want to be part of it. But when Swamiji said, okay, I will not make money as an obstacle, but do the Guru Dakshina, give the Guru Dakshina after the program is over. Then the insecurity comes. Oh my God, what if this happens? This is all the savings I have, or I don't even have this. All the teachings, all the experiences that Swamiji has given, now is the time to use that, to go beyond our fear, go beyond our insecurity by doing Tyaga of. I remember the beautiful story from the life of Karaikal Ammayar. Her whole life is based on Tyaga. A great devotee of Paramashiva, one of the 63 Nayanmars, saints from Tamil Nadu. She, being a great devotee of Paramashiva, realizes that her life purpose is achieving Jivan Mukti, oneness with Paramashiva. So she does Tyaga of her youth. She prays to Paramashiva to give the body of an old woman so that she will not be pulled into the material life, so that she can completely focus on doing the seva for Paramashiva. And then finally, she has this desire, this longing to go to Kailasa, to visit Kailasa, to have the glimpse of Paramashiva. Of course, Paramashiva doesn't make it easy for her. He wants to test her to see how great her intensity is, how great her intention is. So she's an old lady. She's walking all the way, making a long journey to go to Kailasa. As she approaches the Kailasa hills, still Paramashiva wants to test her. So just as she's about to step on the Kailasa hills, she just notices that every step of the way there are Shivalingas. She, being a great devotee of Paramashiva, she's not going to step on them. She's not going to put her foot on them. So what is she going to do? She just laughs. She says, Paramashiva, you think you can dissuade me with all these Shivalingas? You think I will return back without getting a glimpse of you, without seeing you? Do you think I will go back? No way. I am determined to come and see you. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. So she decides that she is going to walk on her head. She's not going to use her feet. She's not going to see this as an impossibility and return, but she's going to do whatever it is possible. So she decides that she's going to use her head and walk on her head and reach the peak, Kailasa, and get the glimpse. So the moment she puts her head down and starts walking, Paramashiva is just moved. Of course, he appears and gives her darshan. It is just a beautiful example how Paramashiva tests us to see how intense we are, how we are determined to achieve that Paramashivatva, that oneness with Paramashiva. But of course, the moment we decide, he is the first one to run to us and give us that glimpse. Even with Paramashivoham, it is not that just because we do some tyaga, we are going to automatically qualify or deserve to receive that experience. But because of his compassion, he is giving us regardless. But we cannot experience the being of Paramashiva along with fear and insecurity. We cannot say, okay, let me have my fear and insecurity on one side and let me experience Paramashiva on one side. That cannot happen because the space of Paramashiva, in the space of Paramashiva, there's nothing called fear and insecurity. So unless we give up that, unless we do tyaga of that, we will not be able to experience the being of Paramashiva. That is why Paramashiva tests us. He puts us some goals which may be seeming as impossible for us or which may demand us to do the tyaga of our fear and insecurity. So even though, we may have missed this chance to be part of this Paramashivoham, because of his compassion, Paramashiva, Swamiji is giving us another opportunity to experience the being of Paramashiva. So let us get ready and do whatever it takes, do the tyaga of that fear and insecurity, and become a part of this Paramashivoham level 2 that is coming up, that Paramashiva is gifting us to experience the being of Paramashiva. That next program, the next date is going to be sooner than what we expected. We will announce the dates as soon as it is confirmed. But now you can still reserve your seat. You can still register for this greatest happening in the middle of the chaos and panic that is going on in the world. Being the space of Paramashiva is very important because not only that we are being protected, we being the light for the world and for humanity. So register yourself for Paramashivoham level 2 at paramashivoham.org/level 2. Of course, there are thousands already attending and benefiting and just experiencing the bliss and gratitude towards Paramashiva for gifting this. So today I would like to share one such experience of Ma Shraddharupa from France, sharing her experience, her gratitude of experiencing the Paramashivoham. Let us watch.
Nithyananda, here is Ma Nitya Shraddharupananda. I want to share my experience of the first darshan during the first day of Paramashivoham level 2, which happened just now. It's really difficult to find accurate words to explain the experience, but Swamiji was completely radiating Paramashiva's superconsciousness, completely. He even told that there is no more Nithyananda, only Paramashiva is radiating in this body. It was so beautiful, just pure beauty, pure smile, pure love, pure compassion, and also pure ferocity. Beautiful, powerful space of the superconsciousness landed on planet Earth, on Bhuloka. And I feel so blessed. I really feel I am the favorite inheritor of the cosmos. I am Brahmanyan Bauputratam, because I was so lucky to witness this great happening, which will become part of the spiritual history, as Swamiji told, because it will be forever celebrated as the day of Paramashiva's being. It was an amazing darshan. I've never seen this kind of darshan before. Completely Swamiji radiating only Paramashiva's space, state, powers, being, superconsciousness. Only that space. So pure, so powerful. So it's such a blessing for the humanity, because Paramashiva clearly told he's going to heal completely humanity from this coronavirus. So we are so lucky. I just want to show all my gratitude to my beloved Guru, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, all my gratitude to Paramashiva to land it on planet Earth and to save the humanity from the ignorance and the suffering. Thank you so much. Nithyanandam.
Such a beautiful sharing of gratitude. When we do tyaga of our insecurities, what we get is bliss. Whenever we give up or whenever we do tyaga of anything to Paramashiva, Paramashiva only showers us more and more. Thousands are experiencing this bliss and gratitude for Paramashiva giving us this beautiful opportunity. All we need to do is whatever it is, the impossibilities or of time or whatever it may be, doing the tyaga of it. There's a beautiful story that Swamiji tells always. There was a man who was walking in the forest somewhere in the middle of the night, and he slips and falls, and somehow he catches on top of the hill actually. Somehow he falls and catches one tree branch, and he's hanging onto that branch to his dear life. He couldn't see anything, it is pitch dark, he just doesn't know what to do, and his arms are hurting, and he starts screaming to God, please help me, please save me. And then God responds. He says, okay, let go, I'll take care. He's like, what are you talking about? I cannot let go. I might die. So God says, no, let go, I will take care. Of course, this guy doesn't trust. He hangs on to his dear life. He hangs on to that branch, and whole night he is hanging on to that branch. Finally, it dawns, the day breaks. When the sun rises, he just looks down. The ground is just 2 feet down. If only he had trusted God, he would have saved this all night of trouble, and he would have been safe and relaxed from this hanging from the tree. That is how life is. Paramashiva is here just for us. He is just saying, let go. Let go of the fears. Let go of the insecurities. Do tyaga of it, because great life, great future of experiencing the being of Paramashiva is waiting for us. So don't delay anymore. Register yourself for Paramashivoham level 2 at paramashivoham.org/level 2. Let us now get a glimpse of what Paramashivoham level 2 is directly from Swamiji. Thank you, Nithyananda.
It is time now all the beings should receive Paramashiva. No teaching, no technique, no meditations, no methodologies, direct super alchemy processes. It will be million times more powerful than Paramashivoham or any program I conducted till now. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva intensely from wherever you are. This will be the most life positive happening. Everything is going to be auspicious. Intangible but definitive experience and sciences of the cosmos is Paramashivoham level 2. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion. The strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth directly. Intense space of Paramashiva will be transmitted to everyone. The whole program will be conducted absolutely based on the multi-dimensional logic. I'll introduce the logic and lifestyle, way of existence of Kailasa. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there. You will all be manifesting Paramashiva. If 10,000 of us can sit together and manifest the being of Paramashiva, not only we will heal the coronavirus in the whole world, we will give a super conscious breakthrough to the world.
Nithyananda, let's start the power manifestation session. With Bhagwan's grace, let's sit straight, visualize Bhagwan in third eye, and start with the Sadguru Vandana. Nithyanandam Paramasukhatam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavaतीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyananda, welcome to Sri Kalasha Kotiyar Manifesting Power Session. Such an amazing gift. Bhagavan himself is coming to your home to conduct like a private tuition, a private session, and lifting you to the next conscious state and the ultimate space of oneness. How Bhagavan said the intangible is real and how we are experiencing it in every darshan, every diksha, and amazing outside whatever is going on with coronavirus. Here in our Hridaya, Bhagavan is flowering and simply we are seeing the ultimate happening for all of us. He's raising us and into the next conscious, superconscious state, the state, space, powers, and Sri Kailasha of Paramashiva in all of us. How he is coming down with no requirement except simple obedience and simple integrity. Such a beautiful space Bhagavan is giving all of us to make us understand the reality, higher consciousness, so we don't have to suffer. When something goes wrong, then everybody looks into what needs to be done. Until that, nobody realizes it. The same way, only when there is a pain, we remember that part of the body. Otherwise, we don't remember. Bhagavan has given us the ultimate gift, an ultimate possibility for us to raise. Just enrolling the program is not enough, but seeking for it, the highest seeking, bringing that highest seeking and being in the simple integrity with Bhagavan. Again and again, he makes us understand that power manifestation is a way of living as gods and goddesses, not reactionary assumption, and something just happens to us. He spoke about how Karna was such an amazing person, but he was so dedicated to all his guru. Again and again, Bhagavan talks about the gratitude space. He says gratitude is the only one which we know, which is beyond the thoughts. And simply we can experience the higher reality, the beautiful space of gratitude. One flowers with a deep seeking, one receives Bhagavan to himself. Again and again, understanding the space of gratitude and space of Bhagavan giving us the ultimate gift. If suppose somebody gives you the most expensive car or the most great job, how we will be so happy to show that, wow, we are something special. Here, Bhagavan is making us gods and goddesses just like that, at our home, at our convenience, and simply making it happen possible for each and every one of us, and making the whole world into a new conscious space. Now, he said, we are all ready. And simply, so many people now are ready to receive it, seeking for it, and being in the gratitude simply makes it happen. With that beautiful space, let's start the Shastra Pramana.
This Shastra Pramana is taken from the Shiva Samhita 5.83. Jnananya cha pratimam tasya trikala vishayam bhavet dura shrishti dura drishti swechaya kagatam brajet Jnananya cha pratimam tasya trikala vishayam bhavet dura shrishti dura drishti swechaya kagatam brajet.
So beautiful. Here, this is from Shiva Samhita 5.8384. Bhagavan translates it. He gets immeasurable experiential knowledge, known the past, present, future, as Duradrishti, the power to listen to anything at far off distance, great distance. Through the Shishti, power to have direct vision of anything at a great distance, anywhere, and power to walk and move in air by own will, like Kaga, flying bird. This is an amazing power that Bhagavan has given us to understand how, when we are in oneness with Bhagavan, how he says the intangible, how it is really directly benefit, directly it is what is the resource. Again and again, he reminds us the higher cognition, the higher reality, and the only reality which is existing, and pulling us from this delusion which is continuously grasping us into suffering and into struggle and into all the miseries, and making us feel it's completely real. Here, Bhagavan talks about the Dura Drishti and the Dura Shrishti, the able to see past time and able to see at a very far off distance. Sanjaya in Mahabharata was able to see the whole war and narrate it to Dhritarashtra, who's completely for 19 days only, where he got initiated into this power. The ultimate space Bhagavan is giving us is having the powers of third eye continuously for everybody, just like our two eyes. He said, I'm going to make third eye as simple as the two eyes. And we are seeing it in Balasans. They are able to do anything at any distance simply as though they are doing it from their normal eye in front of them. All these possibilities again and again open up, and we understand the way we understand that past, present, future, and how he is going to tell us the ultimate space. Each of the jnana, each time we get a click, that is the beauty of the jnana that Bhagavan gives us. We don't go back to the old way of thinking. How once we are human, we don't go back to the way of monkeys and go climb a tree and stay there. Same way, each of the great truth that Bhagavan gives us, we start understanding the higher reality, and there's a conscious maturity why things happen the way it is, and how we are existing in our dream, and how we need to wake up. The only thing is the deep seeking which is required. What we perceive is what we start understanding. If I'm very particular about math and I'm sitting with the math book and math class, if I go and sit in a social class, I will not grasp what social teacher is telling me. I would grasp more in a math class. It's exactly same. If we are deeply connected to realize the higher reality and continuously living that and consciously living that, then when Bhagavan talks about all these great truths, Bhagavan says we'll align to the higher reality and grasp the intensity, the way Bhagavan is presenting to us, and simply understand that it is possible for all of us to realize the higher reality. Again and again, he is doing the greatest gift. He is bringing the greatest gift to all of us to experience the higher reality. Just in the space of little seeking and in oneness with Bhagavan, we are able to manifest all these. If we are starting to live in the higher reality, how would that be? Now let's go to the instruction. Today we're going to look into the past, present of one other partner. So you can first have partners, or if you don't have anybody, you can write about their past of somebody you know who you can verify, and then you can call up them and ask for these instant happened in their life. And the future, you can write what you are seeing for yourself in next 24 hours that will happen, and you can pen it down. Whatever Swamiji shows, start penning it down about somebody or about yourself, and you can simply start seeing it happen as reality. All this, how we manifest our life, each and every thought manifest as reality. When you understand, when we align to Bhagavan, that Bhagavan is doing everything through us. He is the manifesting, he is the manifester, and he is manifesting every action inside us. If we align to that, we will be able to manifest all that and much more. Because we are caught up in outer world conflicts, we are not able to see clearly what we are manifesting. It's like we are driving, Bhagavan says, we are driving a car without a brake. Now, with a deep connection, you see what Bhagavan is telling you and start penning it down. Simply, you will see it happen in the next 24 hours. And if you call the other person also, they will also be able to tell what has happened in their life as past. So let's take a pen and paper, sit down and sit straightly with your head, neck and back in a straight line. Deeply connect to what Swamiji is talking about, Thyaga, intangible, and the higher reality, and Paramashivoham level 2, how he is going to make us disappear and Paramashiva manifest as reality. Then what would happen to us? How would we exist? How would that be, living as gods and goddesses? Is it possible from my home? All this and more. If it is possible for us to breathe from our home, everything is possible. Bhagavan always says it is only required is the breathing. Other than that, we don't require anything of our mind, because mind always asks with a self-doubt, self-denial and self-hatred. But beyond that, inside us, Bhagavan resides and functions our body and mind. Even the mind, he is functioning. But beyond that, the decisions that we are taking distract us from what he is manifesting and giving us. Again and again, going back to the oneness space, going back to the seeking space with a deep gratitude, one starts understanding the language Bhagavan is talking to us. More and more in gratitude, more and more in deep seeking, one understands what is the meaning and how he is relating to the higher consciousness. We can't wake up and sleep. We can either wake up or go to sleep. Same way, we have to wake up from this reality and let go this reality and start understanding living as gods and goddesses is taking us to the next level of consciousness and preparing ourselves to the highest reality in the joy, in the oneness, in the ultimate nectar space that Bhagavan is giving us. He says the Amrita just starts flowing in us from the Hridaya if we start manifesting Bhagavan inside us. And he is going to make it happen for us, because if we start doing for how many janmas and how many births and deaths we would go through, we don't know. But once we are in the deep seeking, deep oneness and earning for that space with a deep gratitude, we will simply start manifesting Bhagavan inside us and start living and enjoying the ultimate space of oneness. So let's sit straight, visualize Bhagavan, contemplate again and again on the great truth. Visualize Bhagavan in your third eye. Feel the beautiful darshan that he gave, he started with. In your Hridaya, continuously hold Bhagavan in your Hridaya, in your heart center. Completely in oneness. The entanglement starts right there. And start chanting the Mahavakya, which opens up and connects you to the ultimate reality. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Nithyananda, the beautiful space that Bhagavan has given us, Sri Kailasha Courtyard. If you have verified anything, go ahead and share it. If you have verified any of your friends' past experiences, go ahead and share it. Every time Bhagavan talks about enriching is the right and the easiest and the simplest way to get our listening. We are seeking so many years and we are waiting for all the Shaktis to manifest. Everything is there. But why isn't happening? Always people have question. Instead of doubting, if we go ahead and enrich, Bhagavan calls it pulling out of delusion. The more and more we speak into our listening first, people around us will start listening to us more and more. The more we speak into our listening, the conflicts just dissolve. The more and more we speak into our listening, the more we start becoming Paramashanta Swarupa. That's why Bhagavan says, stop talking to you and start talking to me. Again and again, living that beautiful space of oneness happens when we start enriching, and causing simply happens only if we are in the space of enlightenment. Again and again, when we raise ourselves the highest reality, we can clone ourselves into the multi-dimension possibility. Here Bhagavan offers us the ultimate program, Paramashivoham level 2, and the most life positive program, and simply getting us out of that coronavirus and keeping us not just safe, but pulling us beyond the human suffering, human unconscious lifestyle to the conscious oneness and the ultimate. Even a glimpse could shower us abundance, it says. Just a glimpse of the Paramashiva space inside us. Even the glimpse is taking us so much. What could happen if we are Paramashiva, the ultimate oneness which happens inside us? Share it with as many people as possible. Take a picture of this and go ahead and tell everybody in the world to enroll in every group, every possible place, so that they are safe, they are protected against coronavirus. And not only the protection, it really starts making them manifest abundance, wealth, health, happiness, relationship, job, everything into a next dimension. Next possibility is opening up for all of us in the humanity. And simply few thousands of people have already enrolled. And it's so beautiful. All the kids, all the pets can also enroll into this program. Bhagavan is going to raise the consciousness of the humanity through the 10,000 people who are enrolling. Literally, we are close to that by simply having a simple obedience and simple integrity to Guru. So go ahead and share this to as many people today. Go on causing and enriching, which will make you enriched and cause into the higher reality. That is why it is part of the daily routine that we start causing is nothing but we speak into our listening. The Bhagavan inside us starts manifesting as reality. Such a beautiful space. Let's surrender all these great powers to Swamiji's lotus feet and the great truth, everything, every gift that he is giving us, making us more and more blissful, beautiful, and graceful, the ultimate oneness that is continuously happening inside us. And with that, let's visualize Bhagavan in third eye and deep gratitude and thankful space. Let's chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshwaram Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Bhagavan. Thank you, each and every one of you. See you soon in the next satsang and power manifestation session. Nithyanandam.